You buy a share of a company. It appears in your account, and you feel reasonably that you own it, a small piece of that business held in your name. Here is the strange truth. In all likelihood, you do not. Your name appears nowhere on the company's actual list of owners. Someone else's name is there, holding your share for you. When your app says you own 100 shares, it feels concrete, like cash sitting in a drawer. But those shares are not in your account like objects. What you truly hold is a claim, a promise, recorded in a chain of records, that 100 shares worth of ownership is yours. The share itself is held and named somewhere else entirely. Follow a single share you buy. On the company's master register of owners, it is very likely recorded under one curious name, an entity that holds a huge fraction of nearly every US public company. Your broker's books show that share belongs to its customers, and your broker's records show it belongs to you. You are sitting at the very end of a long chain of held on behalf of. That name at the top, the one written on the company's books instead of yours, belongs to an obscure institution created decades ago precisely to hold shares on everyone's behalf. Almost nobody outside finance has heard of it, and yet it is the registered owner of a staggering slice of the American stock market. You own the economics. It holds the title. I find this genuinely worth knowing because ownership is supposed to be the bedrock of investing, and it turns out to be a stack of nested promises. This is not a scandal, it is a deliberate design. But it means the thing you casually call my shares is really a claim on a claim on a claim, and the actual certificate is pooled with millions of others under one roof. And there is a good reason it was built this way. Imagine if every single trade meant physically moving a paper certificate and rewriting the company's ownership book by hand. Markets would grind to a halt. So instead, the certificates were immobilized, locked in one place, and trades became mere updates to electronic records of who is owed what. Speed, bought with a layer of abstraction. There is a second surprise hiding in here. When you buy, the ownership does not actually transfer in that instant. There is a delay, now one business day, between the trade and its settlement, when the records finally update and the share is truly credited to you. For that window, you have agreed to buy something you do not yet hold. The tidy instant on your screen is, underneath, a promise still in transit. And the scale of this quiet machinery is immense. Essentially, every share trade in the country flows through this single settlement system, tallying who owns what across trillions of dollars in stock held in the name of one entity and reconciled every single day. It is the invisible ledger of American ownership, and it runs so smoothly that almost no one knows it is there. Most of the time, this is invisible and harmless, but the layers have teeth. In 2021, when a frenzy of trading hit certain stocks, it was this very plumbing, the settlement delay and the collateral it demands, that forced brokers to abruptly restrict buying. Millions of people discovered overnight that the ownership they thought was instant and simple ran through machinery they had never heard of, with rules they could not see. Which reframes what owning a share even is. Not a certificate in your name, but your slot at the bottom of a chain of custody, a promise honored so reliably that it feels exactly like possession. It usually does not matter at all. And just occasionally, when the machinery strains, you feel the truth of how little of it was ever really yours. So the next time your portfolio ticks up, enjoy it, but know what you are holding. Not the shares themselves, but a claim to them, recorded down a chain that ends at the very top with a name you have never heard of. You do not quite own your shares. A company almost nobody can name owns them on paper and owes you the idea of them,